Hello students, welcome back. In this video segment we shall be multiplying binomials. And we have two main methods of multiplying binomials. We actually have about 3 or 4 methods, more methods than that, but two main methods. If you look at the questions that you have, if you look at the number 6 is actually not binomials. It's the first polynomial is a binomial and the second one is a trinomial. So that's why I put asterisks in that. So the first 5 questions is binomial times binomial. The same thing with question 2 up to question 5. They are all binomials times binomials. But the 6th one is binomial times trinomial. So just kind of to let me know about it. Now, the first method I will talk about is what we call the FOIL method. FOIL. And the FOIL is just an acronym. You know what an acronym means. FOIL is just an acronym that stands for first. F is for first, O is for outer, I is for inner, and L is for last. So it's kind of an acronym put together, right? Then the second method is what we call the vertical method. Some of you also prefer this method. I talked about it in the previous video segment on multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. So now there's another method I will introduce to you. It is similar to FOIL method, but it's the method that I used in that previous video segment on multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. The FOIL method, I want you to listen and listen well. You can only use it for binomials. Just know that. It's only for binomials. I mean, you can't use it for monomial times binomial or monomial times trinomial or even binomial times trinomial. We will use FOIL method here because this is binomial times trinomial. So the FOIL method is only for binomial times binomial. Okay, so that's the kind of the only disadvantage about it. Yeah, but for binomials it's very good. Multiplying binomial times binomial is very good, very, very good. And we're gonna look at it. Then we'll look at the vertical method. Okay, let's begin. Now, if we start from number 1, we have the x plus 3 times x plus 8. So this is a binomial, the first binomial, and this is the second binomial, right? So 2 binomials. Therefore, we're going to use for. Now, F is for first. F means first. And what does it mean? It means the first guy here times the first guy here. X times x, which is x squared. The first guy here, the first element in the first binomial times the first element in the second binomial. That's what it means. So we have x squared, FOIL method. First one, x squared. Outer, inner, last. So that's how you say. Then the O is outer. X plus 3 times x plus 8. Now this means in these 2 binomials, the outer person, because this is also the first guy, but he is on the outer. And that's on the first binomial. The outer person is x here. And then the outer person here on the second binomial is the second element here. So this is x times 8. Outer, because they are outer. X times 8. And that is 8x. So this is 8x. 8x. You see, that's the way it's done. Then the next guy is the inner. Inner. And you have it as x plus 3 times x plus 8. Now this means in the first binomial, the inner person is 3. That's the second element. That's the inner person 3. And in the second binomial, the inner person is x, the first element. So this is this times this. 3 times x, which gives you 3x. Right? So this gives 3x here. And then we look at the last. The last. X plus 3 times x plus 8. So we see we are concerned with the last people now. Okay, remember here was the first guys, but here we're not concerned only with the last folks here, which is the second in this one and the second person here. 3 times 8. 3 times 8, which gives 24. 24. So let's now complete this. Let's complete this stuff. Let's complete it. So, like I told you in the previous video, you write as is. Write as is. When you don't come and start adding your signs, okay? So write as is. This is now x squared, because the sign here as is plus. Plus, let me make some space. So we have x squared plus 8x plus 3x plus 24. So we see here x squared, we don't have any identical variable to x squared, because remember when I started this video I told you identical variable will have the same base, the same exponent, but we don't have those here. So we bring down x squared, then x and x, we have identical variables here. So 8x plus 3x is 11x. You have 8, you have 3, and plus 24. And this becomes our answer here. That becomes our answer. X squared plus 11x plus 24. So that's pretty much the thing about FOIL method. That's it. I mean, that's it. As we solve more questions, you will be familiar with it. Now, let's go to the particle method. In the particle method, we just solve it as if we are multiplying the same way we do ordinary multiplication. Like, remember when I did 24 times 5, 5 times 4 is 20, write 0, carry 2, 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12. So here, that's the same way you do it here. 8 times 3 is what? 24 plus 24. Then 8 times, of course, this plus 24. 8 times x is what? 8x. You see how we did it? 8 times plus 3 is plus 24. 8 times x is 8x. Then, because of course, if I say 8, you already know that it's plus 8 that I mean plus 8. Then x times 3 is 3x. I won't write it here, no. You know how you will write it, right? The 3x, I will write it under here. Remember, assuming when we multiply something like maybe 24 times 15, 5 times 4, 22, 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12, then 1 times 4, you write 4 under here. And you want to write it on the same thing that has identical variable, right? And 1 times 2 will give you 2. So you now have 360. So that's the same way we do it here. That's the same way. Then x times of course, the x times plus 3 means plus 3x. Then x times x is x squared. X times x is x squared. And then you now bring down, just like you would do ordinary multiplication in arithmetic. Yeah. So this is now x squared plus 11x plus 24. And this gives you answer. This with the particle method. So whichever method is good, that's fine. You know, whichever method is good, that's fine. But you know, the schools require you that you learn FOIL method very well. Yeah, but one good thing about the vertical method is that you can use it to multiply any type of polynomial. You can multiply monomial by trinomial, monomial by binomial, binomial by trinomial, tetranomial by binomial, pentanomial by trinomial, and the rest of them you can do so. All right, let's finish with the other. Let's do the other ones. Like I said, as we do it, you will kind of understand it more.